Hello everyone, Dan James again with DPJ Fabricating, working with the 68 to 72 Chevrolet shifter. Many call it the horseshoe shifter, staple shifter, a number of different names for it. This was the factory shifter in a lot of 68 to 72 Chevrolet cars and the El Camino. This is the 4-speed detent plate for any overdrive. I call it the TS4R for reverse pattern. There's a few guys that are running reverse pattern overdrive transmissions now, and I've sold a few of these, but I never had made a video of it yet. But this is the latest one that was just sold, and decided to make a video before it leaves here. You can see I have a second hole in the back here. These detent plates will fit all the horseshoe shifters out there. There's at least 3 different manufacturers of reproduction or aftermarket shifters. And this shifter here is actually a Chevrolet original shifter, and it uses the lower hole of the 2 there. The only one that uses the upper hole would be the one from OPGI. Well, they made some changes to it for some reason, so I just had to add an extra bolt hole there to be able to install in those. I've talked about that in another video that I have for these same shifters. Now, I left this bolt out in the front here for a minute, so you can see in this one, excuse me, this 4-speed reverse pattern, you're going to want to pull that detent plate up as high as you can get it. The other videos I always had the bolt hole in here, and you can't see the slot, but this is a slot I always refer to. In the back, original detent or original shifter is going to have a rivet where you see that bolt in the back. You just have to remove the rivet head, pry the plate off of there, get the rivet out, of course, and then put the bolt in. I use these longer bolts just because they're so much easier for me to install here on my workbench, but there'll be much shorter bolts on your detent plate. I supply 2 bolts with every detent plate I sell, and 2 lock washers, grade 8 stuff. But that's where that needs to sit, as high as you can get it in that slot on this one. I normally just put the bolt in and raise it up until it stops, and then tighten it up, but I don't want to leave it open so you can see it. I'm going to go ahead and stop for a second and replace that bolt. Okay, bolt's back in place. I'm back in, looks like 3rd gear. I'm going to go up to 2nd. This is a reverse pattern. I'm in park. This spot right, let me get a pencil here. This area right here is 2nd gear. When the crossbar sits in there against this face, that's 2nd gear on the shifter, and that's where you're going to want to set the shifter and the transmission, obviously, both in 2nd gear when you make your cable adjustment. Once you get this piece bolted on, just do what I'm doing here. Back to 1st gear. I'm in 2nd gear against that face I was just talking about. And this pin, or the cable, should slip on and off this pin very easily without the cable moving or the shifter moving. And if it does that, you know your cable adjustment is correct. You don't want all you're doing is synchronizing the 2 positions, the detent plate in the transmission and the one on the shifter. Once you get that cable adjustment made, which is done down here on the other end at the transmission, this bracket slotted. You can adjust it there, but it's easier to adjust here at the shifter. This bolt hole here is slotted. Loosen these 2 bolts, and you can move this arm back and forth a little bit to make that cable adjustment if you need to. If you run out of adjustment here, you can always go to the other end and gain a little more, but most likely you won't have that problem. But I'm going to go ahead and put it in park again. Or excuse me, I'm going to go to 1st gear. Reverse pattern, I'm in 1st. I'm going to slap it back to 2nd gear. It's sitting in 2nd. All you got to do is slap it again to get to 3rd. Same as my forward pattern detent plates. Push, pull, 2nd to 3rd, 3rd to 2nd, anytime. All you got to do is push and pull it. This being an overdrive, squeeze, pull back to overdrive. If you want to go quickly to third without mashing the pedal and letting the transmission downshift, you can manually shift it down. And all you do is squeeze the handle, shove it forward, it will stop at third. You can release it. You can do that at any time if you want to downshift without mashing the pedal to make it downshift that way. And you won't accidentally go to second if you squeeze the handle and shove it forward there. That works very, very well. These have tight clearances on them. Trying to work this with one hand at a time. Move the camera back and forth. There's park. Can't hardly push it easily. The spring in this transmission is pretty strong, so it clicks in pretty hard. There's reversed. There's neutral. And first, second, third. Squeeze to get back to overdrive. That's how that one works. If you have any questions, please give me a call. 573-248-1389, or you can email, just like shown on the card right there, DPJ Fab TS3 gmail.com. Thank you for watching.